Okay, we're going to do a revision on fractions, decimals, percentages, drawing simple straight lines, proportion and sequences. The way that I would like us to do this is to pause the video when you see the question, do the questions, and then let the video run to see if you have in fact got the right answer. Okay, so I'm assuming now you're coming back to this. So the first one here, we've got to write a half, 0.5, now as a percentage, that's 50%. This one here, 0.75 is the same as 75, and that is 75 over 100, which is also 3/4. 2/5 is 4/10, and that's 0.4 as a decimal and 40% as a fraction. Question 2, write 0.1 as a fraction. Well, 0.1 literally means 1/10. And write 0.1 as a percentage. 0.1 as a percentage is 10 out of 100, which is 10%. Okay, let's go on to the next set of questions. Okay, pause the video and do these questions. Welcome back. The table shows the percentage of voters, how they voted. So this must add up to 100%. So we've got 35, add 5 is 40, 60, 71. So we're missing 29%. 29% voted for Labour. Part B. Right, 35% as a fraction. 35% literally means 35 out of 100. That's what percent means. Now we can divide top and bottom by 5. That gives 7. 5 goes into 10 twice and then into 120 times. Right, 11% as a decimal. That's fairly straightforward, 0.11. Okay, let's pause the video, do the questions. Welcome back. 0.07 as a percentage is 7%. This means 35 out of 100, which is 7 out of 20. 3/5 is the same as 6/10, which means the decimal is 0.6. Okay, welcome back from the pause. 85%. I mean, that literally means 85%, which is 0.85. So again, 85 out of 100. We can divide the top and bottom by 5. So 17 times 5 is 85, and 5 times 20 is 100. This one, 12%. As a fraction, this literally means 12 out of 100. I'm going to divide by 2 on the top and bottom. That gives 6 out of 50. And that they're both even, so they can be divided by 2 again, which gives 3 out of 25. So we could have divided by 4 from the start there. 23 25ths. Want to write that as a decimal. I'm going to multiply by 4 to give 100. 4 times 23, so we do 4 times, doing this in our head, 4 times 20 is 80, 4 times 3 is 12, so that gives us 92 out of 100. As a decimal, that's 0.92, and as a percentage, that's 92%. Convert 13/20ths to a decimal. Okay, so 13/20ths, multiply by 5 to give 100. 13 times 5 is 65. This next one is a typical question. Convert 17/40ths to a percentage. Now, if you multiply 40 times 2.5, you get 100, and that's worth remembering. The way that works is 40 add 20 is 100. 40 and a half of 40 is 20. That's the 2.5 there. Okay, so we want to multiply top and bottom by 2.5. So again, 17 times 2.5. So it's 17 adds 17, and a half of 17 is 8.5. 17 add 17 is 34, add 8 is 42, and it's 42.5, so it's 42.5%. Again, this is one worth remembering. Just to remind you, the way to do this: 1/4 is 0.25, so 1/8, which is half of that, is going to be half of 0.25. Think of that as half of 25. A half of 25 is 12.5, so 0.125. So 5/8 is 5 times that, which is 0.625. 62.5 there. Okay, been asked to draw the line x is equal to 3. Okay, now if you remember, that there has the coordinate 3, 1, that there has the coordinate 3, 2, that there has the coordinate 3, 3, that there has the coordinate 3, 4, and if you notice, every time the x value is 3, so we draw that the line x is equal to 3. In a similar fashion, y is equal to 1. Y is equal to 1 is a horizontal line, and if you notice, the y value is always 1, and that's y, that is the line y is equal to 1. Complete the table and then draw this line. Y is equal to 4x plus 2. Okay, so we've got some values for x. I'm going to choose this one first. X is equal to 1, so 4 times 1 is 4, add 2 is 6. When x is 2, 4 times 2 is 8, add 2 is 10. When x is 0, 4 times 0 is 0, add 2 is 2. When x is negative 1, 4 times negative 1 is negative 4, add 2 is negative 2. Actually, I'm not going to be able to draw that on the graph because I haven't put that part on. Doesn't matter there. Okay, so here, that's just the coordinate 0, 2. Here, that's just the coordinate 1, 6. And here, that's just the coordinate 2, 10. Okay, I can plot those. 0, 2 is there. 1, 6 is there. And 2, 10 is there. And I can draw a straight line connecting them. And it goes on forever in both directions. A number sequence has an nth term, 6n plus 3. Now, let me just write that how I would like us to write that. 6n plus 3. And we're being asked to write down the first 4 terms in the sequence. So, we've got tn equals 6n plus 3. So, t1, so the n is 1. So n is 1, so it's 6 times 1, add 3. 6 times 1 is 6, add 3 is 9. So the first term is 9. T2, so the n is 2. 6 times 2, add 3. 6 times 2 is 12, add 3 is 15. Second term is 15. T3, the n is 3. 6 times 3 plus 3, 18 plus 3 is 21. Oh, 21 there, 21. And the fourth term, n is 4. 6 times 4, add 3. 6 times 4 is 24, add 3 is 27. Sarah says that 1008 is a term in the sequence. This is a tricky question. If it was a term in the sequence, then this would work. When we solve for n, we would get a whole number. Okay, so 6n, subtract 3 from both sides, and divide by 6. Now this only works if n is a whole number. Now when you divide by 6, you're effectively dividing by 3 and 2. and this isn't an even number, so we're going to get a decimal answer. But n is the number of terms. It is so n is either 3 or 4 or 5 or 25, and as it's a decimal, not a whole number, that means 1008 isn't in the sequence. Okay, convert 5/19 to a decimal, leaving your answer correct to 2 significant figures. Now there's no sort of easy way of doing this. We've literally just got to do the division. I'm going to put a string of zeros because I know I'm going to need it. Okay, 19 into 5 doesn't go. So now we do 19 into 50. How many times does that go there? It goes twice, because 2 19s are 38, so that means we have 12 left over. How many times does 19 go into 120? Well, it goes exactly into 114 6 times, so that means we've got a remainder of 6. 19s into 60, well, 3 19s are 57. And we would keep going on, but because we said leave our answer correct to 2 significant figures, we've got 0.263, and the 3 is less than 5, so it doesn't affect this 6 here, so the answer is 0.26.